Don't want to miss this one. And God, my house is a mess behind me. I need a real cool backdrop like everybody always has in their videos. People have their cool desks and stuff like that. I think at my old house I had that. I had like, I don't know. There's Vinylmations they're called. Look them up, Disney Vinylmations. I had a bunch of Marvel ones lined up. And then I have like cool cups and stuff. I think this is one of my favorite cups I have. It's a 7-Eleven cup. I love Luke Cage. He's like one of my favorite superheroes. And yeah, you can't really find these in great condition. This one's got like a crack on it, but yeah, I love Luke Cage. Even though my whole desk is Venom, Luke Cage is up here repping. Yeah, so it'd be nice to have things behind me showing all the cool stuff. But if you look at the old podcast, Best Theories podcast, like in the middle, we have like the studio and we have it set up nice with a lot of cool things in the room, cool posters. But fortunately, getting post about all my crap. Unfortunately, damn it, I didn't know I was recording myself on OBS the whole time. Unfortunately, we didn't have that anymore. But let's get off that, get back on track because we got stuff to talk about, and I'm messing up all over here. I do this always like I'm live. Facebook's popping up with my stuff. I probably from my Magic group or something. I don't know. And I was on OBS recording the whole time. Just my intro is OBS and my outro is OBS. Not supposed to be there. But this is which movie would you want the most? A lot of these, majority of these, I see the title and I just go, you know what? That's something I want to talk about. I see the pictures and I'm like, okay, so let's give it a hear.
What superhero movie did we miss out on? Out of these four, which movie were we surprised?
And it looks like Peter Jordan shared this, so give him credit. And this is from Impound Comics, this fellow right here. I don't know his name, but he always posts really cool videos, and I piggyback off them sometimes and talk about what he's talking about. So I appreciate his work, so make sure I'm giving them some love out there. I don't know what Shrimpy is. It always deals with somehow with the Clips podcast guys, so I don't know exactly what that is. But anyways.
Supposed to get, and we were robbed from it. We have the Kang Dynasty, Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield. We have Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, and then we have the Batman, but with Batflick. Obviously,
well, I already know what people are gonna say. I already know what he's probably gonna say. He's, I don't know if he's a Snyder dude. I don't know if he's one of those guys that keep it real about the Snyderverse and how it like just didn't represent DC very well. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I'm sorry. I did not like their take on DC. I did not like a lot of the actors portraying them. Yeah, I didn't think Gal Gadot was a good actress. I thought Wonder Woman was good though. I did think it was good. I don't think she's like the greatest actress, so I think they could have got better actress, but she was fine. She made it work. But no one got to see a Batman movie. We got Aquaman, we got Flash, we got Wonder Woman, but never got a Batman movie. So everybody and their mom was going to want to see Ben Affleck's take on Batman in a solo movie and how would Zack Snyder make that universe for Batman. Because to be honest, out of all the characters and the way he presents things fits Batman. He wants everything dark and gloomy. He wants it to look not superhero like. And Batman, to be honest, like when I remember people would come into the comic shop that I had, and if they ever asked recommendations for Batman for their kids, I'm like, ugh, like Batman stuff's pretty gritty, man. He's a detective. There's murders and stuff like that. So I think that kind of falls more in line with Snyder's vision. So I can understand people really wanted to see that. I was already burnt out of Snyder by then, so I didn't care if we didn't get a Batman movie. Would I give it a shot? Sure. I love Batman. I'd give it a shot. Would I lie and say I didn't like it just because I don't like Snyder? No. Because I'll tell you right now, Wonder Woman was good. I like Wonder Woman. That might be the only one I really like, though. Flash, I didn't care for much, but I did like a lot. Michael Keaton Batman in it. A lot. There's too much to say about the other stuff, but that'll be another time. So yeah, I know no matter what, people are going to pick Batman. I don't know if I can see any comments, but I think everyone would pick Batman. Amazing Spider-Man deserved a third movie. Oh, Amazing Spider-Man, yeah. Yeah. The other ones are kind of rough. I feel like Batman, the only real answer. Yeah, Batflip was supposed to be the longest night. Longest night? Imagine him fighting his way out of Arkham Asylum. All the rogues with Joker last. It's not gonna be a thing. Batfleck would have been legendary. I'll take Tobey Maguire's for 5,000. Amazing Spider-Man 3 was my choice. Andrew Spider-Man, No Way Home said I was bitter and stopped pulling my punches. That's true. He did say that. Yeah. So I was just seeing how many people were gonna say Batman. Apparently, it's pretty much Batman, but then there's a little love here and there for other things. So let's hear more, and we'll digest a little bit these other movies and what I'd probably rather see.
Obviously, the Kang Dynasty was the one that was supposed to actually happen, and we were robbed from a goated Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. And this one actually can still happen. Marvel may have pivoted for now, but after this saga, I mean, we can.
I think the ship has sailed. Unfortunately for Jonathan Majors, because he's a good actor and he played Kang. I liked him a lot in Loki. In Ant-Man and Wasp, or Ant-Man 3, I did not care for him as much. His kooky one in Loki was top tier. Standing up on tables and stuff, it was so good. I was really excited to see what he would do with it. And once I got him in Ant-Man 3, and he got whooped his ass in Ant-Man 3, I just lost hope in Kang's storyline. I didn't really feel it. But I think that boat has sailed. I don't think we really need it. Kang could come back as a one-time villain in a movie. I don't think it could be a time heist type of movie. I don't think we need a full storyline with him. I think Doom is bigger. I think Doom should have been always the plan. I'm glad we got that. Who knows how much of a Hail Mary it happened, though, if they panicked last minute and just started putting together a Doom story. Because it looks like it's really thought out. Like, we get Battle World and then Secret Wars. It's just two really epic storylines. Well, it's kind of like one and the same, but really good storyline. So I don't know if they just threw it at the wall and see if it stuck, but I'm excited for that way more than I would be for Kang. So that one I would let go. I would not need to have that.
Still do it. As far as Tobey Maguire having a Spider-Man 4, I'm kind of the least excited for this one. I think Spider-Man having a trilogy was the best way to do it. I know some people don't like Spider-Man 3. I actually love Spider-Man 3.
That's one thing. I'll argue against a lot of movies. Spider-Man 3, I will argue, but if you like it, I get it. Because it is still in the world of Raimi, and it's still in the world of Tobey. But yeah, 3 wasn't that good to me. Only reason why I'd want 4 is because redemption for number 3. They already ruined Venom. I was really upset about that. Sandman being like a cop-out to make it a whole circle of a trilogy, to be the one that really killed Uncle Ben and make Toby furious and Peter furious and change him his vendetta a little bit differently to have a beef with Sandman now, like his biggest villain now almost because he killed his uncle. That was it wasn't that great. I think it was really stupid. Do we need a 4? I think they ended it. The story ended. Would I like to see at that time more Spider-Mans come out? Of course. If we didn't have plans for other Spider-Man in the future, I would love to keep going with Tobey. I didn't care. But luckily we got Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and then we got now Tom Holland. Spider-Man's never going to go away, which is nice to see. But yeah, we don't need Tobey's 4, even though it's going to be John Malkovich's Vulture, which I was like, no way. Like, Vulture would suck as a villain. Then you watch No Way Home, and they made Vulture a vulture, picking up junk and making it into his own stuff and being creepy and evil. Michael Keaton playing him pretty good. So I don't know. John Malkovich is a good actor too, though. So I don't know. That was rumored for Vulture, and Anne Hathaway as Black Cat. Was another rumor, I guess someone said. But I think I heard that, but I didn't think it was. I don't think he was cast, or Anne Hathaway was rumored though. Who did this person say? Jim Carrey was cast as Carnage. I remember hearing a long time ago people wanted Carnage in the movie and wanted Jim Carrey to play him because he did like a dark movie at that time, and I could see it at that time. Now I wouldn't want Jim Carrey to touch Carnage. I would have wanted Woody Harrelson to touch him, but not in the way he touched him in Spider-Man 2 or Venom 2. Not like that. That wasn't Cletus Cassidy. He doesn't. Man, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, so Spider-Man 4 not needed. I think they even have storyboards of that
It
stuff
would
too.
have
You can
been
look at.
cool to have a 4, but I think it was ended kind of correctly. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield, I think people are starting to appreciate Andrew more as time moved on. People were really hating on The Amazing Spider-Man, but I would say it was one of the best cinematic films in the comic book genre. I think just stopping at 2 movies always kind of feels like a slap in the face. I think every franchise that kind of starts should end with a trilogy, so it would have been cool to see where they went with that. But for me,
I already know what's coming. My pick would be Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 3. I wasn't the biggest fan of how they carried the stories. I know they're doing it different, which I appreciate, with his parents playing a bigger part in the storyline. I appreciate doing another take and not copying exactly what the other trilogy was. Same with Tom Holland. I appreciate how they did it different with his aunt. So I can appreciate that. I hated the Lizard as the first villain. I really didn't think that was a good opening villain to have. I didn't like his look at all. I hated his look. And his plan was to turn everyone into lizards, I think. Like, he was going to shoot shit in the air and turn everyone to lizards. I didn't think it was that cool, to be honest with you. Andrew Garfield, I had mixed feelings about him. I loved his look. Number one thing I loved, when he was at Comic-Con, I talked about this in another video, I think the Punisher video, and he dressed up as Spider-Man, took off his mask in line, and talked about how much he loved it, and he was so happy he got to play him. And this dude seemed like he genuinely was so proud to wear that suit when he filmed it. You know, so proud to be Spider-Man and to give it back to us. I cannot tell you how much, as a moviegoer, I love someone that loves playing an iconic character and they fall in love with them and they just are like, I want to give you the best. And it's sad to see he has to leave it. And then Tom Holland comes along, who I think I like Tom Holland better because he fits Spider-Man better for me. How I envision Spider-Man. Because Tobey Maguire was like 27 in high school. And I hated when they did that with Smallville and stuff like that. But Tom Holland being younger, getting closer, to high school, closer to high school age. He was older too, though, but just fit better. He looked younger. But Andrew, it sucks because he kind of got forgotten about, but he did get redeemed a lot in Far From Home. I think he is one of the shining moments for the Spider-Man. He's one of the best portrayed performances in that movie. Not taken away from everybody. Everybody did really good. I think Far From Home was a really good movie, far as especially actors go and characters go and development. Toby carrying over from his story and Andrew carrying over from his story. I think they did such a good job. I think Andrew shined a lot in that movie. People really were like, I think I want to see another Amazing Spider-Man. And Sony was probably scratching their head. We're like, why are we wasting this on Craven, Morbius, and Madam Web when we could just do another Amazing Spider-Man? I know it's hard now because we have Spidey in the MCU, but still, kind of sucks that Andrew doesn't get a bad at it. Number 2, oh man, I have another video about him and Emma's chemistry. For me, is why I like that movie. It's so good. Green Goblin sucked. He sucked so bad. Harry sucked. Green Goblin sucked. Electro sucked. Jamie Foxx, good actor. Badly character they gave him. I always say it, they did the Riddler. He's a nerdy guy, turns into a villain, and he hates the guy that he was obsessed with. Stupid. I'm sorry. It's stupid. What saved it for me is Emma and Peter's story was really good. Really well done. Their chemistry was amazing. Probably because they're dating, but amazing. And, Goblin sucked. The death was really touching after he lost her. And then seeing him in No Way Home, when he catches MJ, just that moment, it gets me every time. He remembers, I didn't catch her, but at least I caught you. He has that vibe, and he just grew a lot. And he said someone mentioned earlier, he said I quit holding punches back, and I would love to see in 3 him go a little darker and maybe fight a little bit of a darker villain, maybe a little bit not sparkly like Electro or animal like Lizard or a robot Rhino. Maybe someone a little darker and see Spider-Man dealing with the grief of Emma Stone and meeting Mary Jane it definitely would open up the door that we would need 4, but at least with like some closure with number 3. 2 kind of closed it all, but they weren't ready to close it. But it did close it where he's moving on, put the suit back on, he's taking on Rhino at the end. You could say that's a happy ending, we're done, but I think we could get more out of that Spider-Man, and that's the thing that I think we should have seen get made. But he's gonna go off on probably, like he's like, for me, the last thing he hasn't talked about is Batman Snyder.
The Batman with Batflick was a movie that we were robbed from, on top of the Kang Dynasty. But we were robbed. Batflick is the dopest Batman visually, looked the coolest.
See, I don't get the visual part because they made him like bulky. Like it's like Ben Affleck wasn't in shape. Like, I mean, he's skinny. I'm not in shape, but he was like, regular dude. He wasn't like buffed up. He didn't go Christian Bale where he gained hella weight and got buffed up. That's a method actor. Ben Affleck didn't go too crazy. I think he did some pull-ups or something. But his suit was big and looked like a cast was on him. And looked like a linebacker. And I didn't like it. I hella hated the logo. And I hated how big the suit looked. Batman's suit is supposed to look like, for me, practical-wise, look like Batman Begins. Because that one was more like armor, protection everywhere. The mask is okay. There are better masks. I don't know how I feel about that Batfleck's mask. I don't know. He's got too small of ears. It makes more sense, though, I guess, to have smaller ears, though. But suit-wise, how would be reality, but again, now we're getting closer to the real suit, so you could do the Batfleck suit, but I just don't. It looked like a linebacker, and he's not big. It made him look big, and I didn't like his Batman voice, but people hated Christian Bale's roaring and yelling too at some point. Yeah, they made it like electronic sounding. Was that just when he was in the armor suit? I don't know, but yeah, I didn't like the suit at all. I still to this day never get why people love that suit. I don't know if they try to compare it to Arkham Asylum suit. It's not. Arkham Asylum suit is savage. It looks like Batman from the comic. That's just what it looks like. It doesn't look like a movie. It does have like some, makes it a little. There are little tweaks in there that make it look like it's a tougher suit, though, not just cloth. But yeah, I don't get the love for the suit. It's like a linebacker, and it looks like a cast. It looks like he broke all his bones and they put him in a cast, and he has these big things on him, and he has a clinking chest, and I just don't like it. Visually, maybe they could have got me with the suit, changed it up, but I think they were so far away with how Batman looked with Man of Steel and Justice League. They just wanted that vibe, that big, bulky looking Batman. For me, Batman's never been too bulky. In The Dark Knight Returns, he does look, by the way Frank Miller draws him, that I look at it as an Elseworld. I don't look at it as how Batman is represented in the comics. Batman has always just looked like a peak human body. Like a guy in super duper shape that is just really strong for his size. And was agile, not big, and I don't know. They make him fly around a little bit in Batman vs Superman, where he's fighting everyone's favorite fighting scene. They do make him very fluid, but to be honest, in that suit, it doesn't make sense in that suit because it's so bulky. It doesn't make sense with a cape anyway, so that's a dumb argument. But because you get caught on stuff and things like that, Batman should never have a cape for the way he fights. But I don't know. Arkham game, they made it be a way to get people off you, but yeah, I don't like the suit. I don't get the suit, but we'll let him finish and we'll wrap it up.
We needed to see him in his own solo film before they tried to just throw him in with the Justice League or Batman versus Superman. We didn't get enough of him alone. I say this, that there was a lot of issues with the DCEU, but Batflick was definitely not one of them.
I had issues with a lot of stuff, but I do agree that they did things wrong. Batman is so bankable too. If they want to make money, don't make an Aquaman movie first, Flash movie first. Make them cameo maybe a little bit in one of them. I don't know how Aquaman's just so hard to fit. I don't understand why they. I got to talk about that later. But Batman should have been their go-to off the bat. I guess it makes sense to do Batman Superman, where Batman gets introduced, then do the Batman movie after that. Don't worry about Wonder Woman yet. Just get Superman, Batman on the floor, get them running because they're going to bring you money. I honestly would do Batman or Superman, Batman, Superman, Batman, then Justice League, and have them come in, or even another Superman before Justice League. Maybe introduce some of the characters. Don't introduce some of the characters. We get them in Justice League. Don't follow the Marvel formula. You don't have to. Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it'll work for you. And that's what they try to do. Don't do that. They could have started with Justice League, and I think that would have been fine. And just branch off that. Start making solo movies. We all know the main people. Your grandma knows all the main people. Your grandma knows who Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman is. Most likely The Flash. Most likely Aquaman. So Cyborg might be the little but if you're a kid and you grew up watching Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, you're going to know who Cyborg is. So they should have just did Justice League movie and branched off into their own different worlds and kept Superman sunny in Metropolis, Batman dark in Gotham. They went about it all wrong, in my opinion.
The coolest Batman, in my opinion. But comment what you think below.
Would you rather have an
There's those guys I watch all the time.
What's
oh man, it's all a tough one. It's hard because a lot of people go so hard for the Batman or the Snyder universe. So many of the Facebook pages come up, restore the Spider-Man or Snyder universe, and it's just, I just feel like they need to let it go at this point. I get having passion for stuff, but it's not going to happen. People keep thinking, oh, Saudi Arabia is going to buy Warner Brothers, and they're connected with Netflix, and they're going to be straight Netflix shows or movies. And I'm just like, dude, just let it go. It's over. If you loved it, appreciate what you got. Appreciate it. Just like 1989 Batman. Love it. Love Batman Returns. Keaton. Will I ever get Keaton as Batman again? Yes, I did in Flash. No, but honestly, like I didn't get Batman Keaton in Batman Forever. You know, we didn't get to keep that story going. It's just the way it is sometimes, and that's just the way it's going to be, to be honest with you. And you just gotta let it go. That would be probably the next one I say people got robbed, fans got robbed of. But me personally, I'd rather see Andrew Garfield at bat again. I think I didn't like him that much as Spider-Man or Peter Parker in the first one. He looked too cool to be Peter Parker for me. He was very like awkward how he acted, but he didn't seem like he needed to act awkward. I don't know. I can't even really explain it. You have to watch it and me point it out. Like he just was like trying to act goofy when he's not goofy. Like you're acting goofy. Why are you doing like that? And but the second one kind of made more sense. He had more confidence. His talking crap as Spider-Man worked way better in that one. It wasn't as dumb as the first one I felt. Because that one where he's sneezing the web, I thought, okay, I get it, it's supposed to be funny, but I just don't see, I don't know. It just feels weird. I get more like Tom Holland when I just watched Civil War, when he's talking about the physics of like the shield and about the arms, cool, and talking about Falcon's wings. Like that seems like a young kid nerdy in a battle would be doing. And even Falcon says, have you ever been in a fight before? Because, you know, this isn't how you do it. Tobey Maguire, you know, he really didn't talk much when he fought. I don't think. It was more intense scenes when he fought, so it was mainly like yelling, no quips really. But Spider-Man's a quipper. And from the opening of Spider-Man 2 when he's fighting the robbers, I think, or something like that, I know he's like in and out of like a window, the driver window. It's solid Spider-Man. Solid Spider-Man quipping. So good. I was like, dude, Andrew got Spider-Man down now. He's got him down. But unfortunately, a lot of other bad things were in that movie. People love that movie. One of those dudes in that Klitz podcast swears by it. I think like the best Marvel movie, and it blows my mind. I would like us both to have whiteboards and write why and why not that movie is not the greatest superhero movie. It's a decent movie. I think it's a background movie that you could put it on and be cool with it being a background. Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 1, not so much. But, yeah, 4 definitely, or 3 definitely deserved a shot. But superhero fans out there, even if you didn't like Snyder's universe, they're going to want to see the Batman. Just see, can this fail? Can it be done? Like I said, maybe his vibe fits way better with Batman. I hated the look of Batman, so I would already be kind of frustrated that he'd probably look like that. But I get it. I would rather see Amazing Spider-Man 3 out of everything. If we did see a Batman, I wouldn't I'm not behind the universe really, the Snyderverse, but I would not be against watching it because it's Batman. I love Batman. So I think overall, even if you're not a Snyder fan, majority of comic fans are gonna want to see Batman. What we could have got, because we only got doses of him. And to me, Ben Affleck's not the greatest actor, to be honest with you. This is a guy that watched all Kevin Smith's movies, and I love Kevin Smith. Grew up watching Kevin Smith movies, and Ben Affleck's always in them, and I never thought he was like, this guy needs an Oscar. But there's movies he's good in. Like, I love Good Will Hunting's one of my favorite movies. The Town is really good. He's in that. Yeah, but it's just don't ever know what I feel like him as Batman. I don't see Batman. Maybe Daredevil. Maybe he should play Daredevil. God, that was a thing. But yeah, so I think overall fans would have picked Batman or Snyderverse for my Batman. But me personally, Spider-Man 3. Amazing Spider-Man 3. I want to see Andrew go at it, see how he deals with after Gwen's death and dating again with Mary Jane. And hopefully, I don't know, open up maybe a Venom storyline. Maybe when Tom Hardy was getting involved with Venom, they could have mixed it with it. Who knows? Tom Hardy's a lot older character than Spider-Man, but they could have opened the door with that. I don't know. They could have done a lot. There was a lot of doors open for Spider-Man 3. A lot of Amazing Spider-Man 3. I gotta say Amazing before that. A lot of doors open for Amazing Spider-Man 3. And they missed a lot with that. Kang, we didn't even need it. We didn't get the long setup like we did with Thanos. We didn't get that long setup starting from, Avengers? And then getting sprinkled through all the other movies. We didn't get that. I just realized that Thanos says I gotta do it myself, and when, after one of the Thor movies, and he opens up a vault and gets the gauntlet, but then he had that dude forge the gauntlet for him in Endgame. Continuity error, maybe. That's something I have to look into. Just be like, what happened? But yeah, Kang didn't have a big setup. We had it in Loki a little bit, where we talked basically about the multiverses, which we're doing now. So the timelines, that makes sense. It works. It still could happen. They didn't make these big promises with Kang in a bunch of movies. They made it be like, oh, we need to see it. And then Spider-Man 4, it was over. They had their dance at the end, and we didn't need any more of it. Would I wanted another one at that time? Yes, because we had no other Spider-Man. And I just want to keep seeing Spider-Man movies. But would it be quantity over quality at that time? That might have been the issue. Would I have liked to see it go out better because I didn't like Spider-Man 3? Yes. God, I was watching Cinema Sins. There's so many bad things in Spider-Man 3. Harry Osborn's story is so dumb. Why are they dancing in the kitchen while they're cooking? They mentioned that. Why is this even in the movie? Why? I get people do regular things in movies, but why do we have to watch them do it? Couldn't they do that off screen? It's just one of those things. No character development was there. It's just maybe Mary Jane starting to hanging out with them. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to keep rambling. So Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 3 is what I would like to see. Everyone else is going to pick Batman, Snyderverse. That's it. We're turning off OBS. Sorry I was on OBS in the beginning for so long. But yeah, and then we'll clip it, put it on Instagram and TikTok, and have some fun. So thank you guys, and I will talk to you later. Shutting OBS off. Sorry for the dirty background.